It's Friday night. The weekend is upon us, which means we're just days away from week 6 of the National Football League. The New England Patriots visit our Las Vegas Raiders for a matchup that's big for both teams. Opportunity is upon us. A perfect time, in my opinion, to actually take some chances and fix some problems we may have. That's what we're talking about tonight. Are you ready? Yes, sir. I love football. Football season puts a smile on my face. All right. Yes. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Night of the Shield. I'm Jason Smith, a.k.a. the Oakland Knight, and you're watching Night of the Shield right here on the Las Vegas Raiders News Review, brought to you by Independently Blind Studios, where we educate, advocate, motivate, and inspire those going through sight loss or any type of loss to chase their dreams. If you don't think you can do it, we're here to help. Check out Independently Blind right here on YouTube. To all my independently blinders out there, all my youth that have joined Independently Blind, welcome. You guys rock. So proud of all the exciting things you guys have accomplished and done over the last 2 months, and growing, and got a lot to look forward to there as well. So we'll be getting more into that in the future here on the Las Vegas Raiders News Review, and how maybe you guys could help support these young youth as they find their way through life. All right. Ray Gonzalez is in the house. What's up, Ray? Raiders. You betcha, buddy. What's up, Jason? What's up, Ray? Glad to see you here, buddy. All right. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Opportunity in week 6, right? The struggling Patriots going up against our Las Vegas Raiders, who I still say to a certain degree, we're definitely struggling, especially from an offensive perspective. Okay. And to me, this is opportunity. Opportunity knocks. And when opportunity knocks, you got to answer. You got to be ready to answer and do whatever it takes, not only just to win the game, because we were talking last week about winnable games, right? Look, the Patriots may be looking at us as the same thing, right? We're a team that has a lot of talent, but we're struggling. So they might be looking at us as an opportunity to get themselves right too. So we got to be prepared for the fight. But more importantly, in my opinion, this is an opportunity for Josh McDaniels to try some things differently. In minuscule form, I don't want him to go too nuts and too crazy, and I don't think he will. Obviously, right now, one of Josh's biggest problems is I think he's been a little too conservative. He's an overthinker. He's overthinking the situation. And some of the calls, I mean, you could argue one way or the other, but he's not clear cut on exactly what he wants to do. And if you're going to be successful in this league, you got to just know, you got to be instinctful. It's not something you have to think about. You just got to be ready to understand your team, make a call quick, and make the right one. Whether it's going forward on 4th down, calling the right play on that play to go on it on 4th down and make it quick. He's struggling big time there. So maybe that's something that he could work on. Take a few more chances, kind of get in the rhythm and the habit of trusting your gut, trusting your team. Maybe you make some moves across the offensive line. We know that's where we struggle the most right now. Hands down. I don't think anybody needs to argue there, right? I think we're all on the same page when it comes to that, right? Is there something we could do on the offensive line to change it up a bit to see what happens? And I think the biggest thing, as we look at the Patriots real quick, the Patriots are struggling, and they got a lot of key players out on their offensive line, on their defensive line, linebackers, receivers. They're not in the best of shape. I think their best offensive lineman is their left tackle, Trent Brown. We already know. I mean, it's hit and miss with that guy. There's opportunity there for people to get on track. And, you know, in my opinion, you want to go up against the best. Iron sharpens iron. I was told at a very young age, because I had a lot of older family members, and they would say, hey, you want these guys to beat you up. By the time you get into people that your age, you're going to be that much better because you're playing people older than you. Same concept, right? You're going against a team that may be better than you. That's going to sharpen your skills. It's going to make you better even if you lose. And that's what I'm hoping, that at least some of these games that we've struggled in, whether it was the Buffalo Bills or the Chargers, where the talent there is much greater than some of the other talent that we had faced, I'm hoping that starts to translate into something off tape that they could work on and fix to actually show that we're getting better week in and week out. And going up against a team like the Patriots is the exact opposite of what I'm talking about, but yet at the same time, opportunities there to really test some things out and have the ability to control the narrative of the game. The Patriots are not doing good right now, and we definitely don't want to be the stepping stone that they need to get back on track. So in a lot of ways, it's a big game, right? It's one of those games that you must win. That you look on the schedule right now and you're like, yeah, we got to win. We got to pull this one off. This is an opportunity to get our offense confidence, to score some points, to make some really good things happen, right? Custom Cali Tools 99. What's up, my brother? Welcome. Good evening, bro. Good evening to you, brother. Raiders all day, every day, brother. All day, every day. And the weekend is upon us. So the level of excitement is gone up that much just knowing that our Raiders play in just a couple of days. And in a game that is extremely favorable. Extremely favorable. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, a place where we tend to have a little bit more success than not this year, we've been pretty consistent anyway. We know who we are. Okay. And even if you go back to the Denver game, the Buffalo game, the Pittsburgh game, even those games where I was coming on here, I was pretty upset because it wasn't as advertised. It's slowly starting to seem like they're getting that groove. They're trying to get their momentum going. But they've improved week in and week out. Now, they still play a little soft, in my opinion. I want a defense that plays a little tighter, a little faster, a little harder. Pause if needed. But at the end of the day, you have to show improvement. You have to be a team that's willing to step up and make the plays. And they really did well at that last week, but they've been shutting people down. They've been keeping people out of the end zone. And I think this is a game that's set up for them to really excel. There definitely be some turnovers in this game. I think Tyree Wilson has a chance to maybe even make a play or two and get his confidence and his optimism up. This is an opportunity for that young man to come out and make some plays. P-Dog, just put this one off. Just put this one off, baby. I love it. I love it. P-Dog, you got some stuff, bro. I love it. What else? You got something else coming up here. I want Raiders to get Frank Clark. That I don't know. I'm on the fence with that. For a few reasons. Again, I think it's a fit from a short-term fix, right? We need some defensive end help. We do. We need to give Tyree some time. We need to take some pressure off that young man. And it's sad that we even have to say that because, you know, he's a first-round pick. However, I don't know if Denver does that. I don't know if Denver pulls that trigger. But he would be a great situational pass rusher. So I get your logic there 100%, P-Dog. And if we're able to pull it off, I mean, it'll be affordable, both from compensation, salary, and he fits kind of, you know, a quick fix. But, you know, I can't remember who said it today. I want to say it was Hondo. If you guys ain't watching Hondo, man, I mean, that's one media guy that I do trust. Raider Combo, what's up, Knight? You know, he made a good point, right? The trade deadline is October 31st, which means we got a couple of weeks. The first thing we got to do is take care of our business. We got to put together a string of wins. And if we win, we put ourselves in a position where we're sitting pretty good, then it makes a little bit more sense to pull the trigger and go make a move. P-Dog, Denver released him. Well, damn. Okay, I'm behind on the news. Thank you, P-Dog, for the update. I didn't know they released him. At the right price, bro. I mean, when we talk right price, we're talking cheap. We're talking veteran minimum at this point. I would pull that trigger now. But I think even then, because there's a lot of rumors, P-Dog, that they're looking to actually get someone a little younger, more of a long-term answer, whatever long-term means for this organization at this point. Whether it's someone from Carolina that's been rumored, or even the Giants with Leonard Williams, or whoever it may be, right? As long as it fits financially, that's why you wait a couple weeks. But if not, I think Frank Clark would be a great option. Great option. Situational pass rusher. You're not going to ask him to play 4 downs, but he'll be great on giving Max Crosby some edge. And if it doesn't help Max Crosby get some edge, man, Frank Clark would definitely be eating some one-on-ones on the other side. D. Nightwalker, this is a must-win, 100%, bro. We can't help the Patriots turn things around. I don't think that's the case. We already helped them enough by taking, oh my goodness, oh gosh, it jumped on me because a comment came in. Turn around. We already helped them by taking McDaniels away from them. I don't know if that necessarily helped them, but I like that comment. It's pretty hilarious. Trade Renfro and Illuminor for some magic beans. P-Dog, you got to start writing this down. You got to write a book. You got to write a book for the 2023 season and all your one-liners, bro. They're great. Oh my goodness. So again, yeah, we can't give the Patriots help. We can't make them feel confident about themselves, but they're reeling pretty bad, bro. Like Mac Jones is unhappy, and he's been unhappy now going close to a year and a half. And when it's in your head like that, he's just not going to be focused, bro. Juju's not playing. The offensive line is not good. He's going to get smacked. I mean, our defensive line has very slowly but surely kind of started making a little bit more headway. It's not where I want it to be, especially at the defensive tackle position, but I do like that they are improving. If you look across the board, the defense as a whole is improving, which is exactly what you want to see. P-Dog, bums got to go. Bums got to go. So here's the thing. Defensively, and just like P-Dog said, I mean, you're not going to pick Frank Clark up tonight and start him, although just from a situational pass rush perspective, it could be done. But again, I think they need to be patient. There's no need to spend any money or panic or go push the narrative just yet. We've been holding our own, especially on the defensive side. And I would even say, without pushing too much, maybe, just maybe, you look for some offensive line help. Because I think if you're trying to make a difference, that's where I would spend the money, me personally. But not that we haven't spent enough money on that side of the ball. P-Dog, could Raiders trade for Mac Jones? Not this year. Someone else brought that up too, P-Dog. And I don't think that's a smart move to give up any type of capital right now. I think they're getting ready to go into a major transition period where they could actually just let him go, or he'll come cheaper in the offseason where we have a little bit more flexibility and we have a direction, maybe a plan of what we're doing and what we want to do. There's a lot of things that are unanswered heading into week 6 only. I mean, we have 11 weeks after this to figure out what kind of football team we are and truly where our needs are. And I will say, because I've been trying to focus on the defense here in this first half of the show, and it's much better. I mean, how many of you here are happy with Spillane? Because I know there was a lot of speculation of what kind of player is Spillane, what's he going to bring to this defense, and I've liked what I've seen. Like, I really like Robert Spillane a lot. I think that he's been better in pass coverage where they said he struggled in, but I thought he's done quite well, and I thought that was the case even before the 2 picks. But I think he's a hard hitter. He lines people up. He motivates people. He's very energetic. But I'm going to be honest, okay, and say that I don't know if he's the elite linebacker that we've been waiting for. Now, again, 6 weeks in, you're about as good as the people around you. I think Diablo's been on fire. I think if this defensive line plays a little bit better, I think you're going to see even that much more from a guy like Robert Spillane. So there's still a lot of unanswered questions there, but I would like to see all of this come to fruition before we start pulling the trigger on things. But, you know, our corners, I think our secondary has shown great depth, great integrity. I think Merrick's playing out of his mind finally a little bit. I'm not saying like he's an all-pro or anything, but he's coming along and playing back there with Epps. I'd like to see that continue too, because again, the defense is the only thing that has shown life, shown improvement, which I think is putting a lot of pressure and that much more pressure on McDaniels. P-Dog, why is Renfro being selfish? What exactly do you mean like that? What do you mean by that? Let's see. P-Dog, don't like plain unhappy campers. No, yeah, and if this is what you mean by Renfro, look, Renfro's just going with it. I think all the reports, all the rumors that we've been hearing, you know, Renfro knows that his time is limited. Even if do you honestly think, P-Dog, do you think Renfro's even going to be here on November 1st? Do you think Renfro will be a Raider? I don't think so. Whatever deal we're trying to make, whatever kind of scheme we're doing in the background right now, whether or not we pull that trigger or not, I think Renfro is the key player. And no matter what, I think if you're talking the Giants, I think if you're talking the Panthers, I believe that he is probably the main player in all of that. And I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing, because I think we have a couple of solid players that can take a spot, especially since we're not using him anyway. And again, I don't think that is a scheme thing. I think that's a quarterback thing, which we'll get to here in a minute. I got more to say about Jimmy G. Don't like plain unhappy player. Okay, happy hampers. Pain. Oh yeah, pain. There you go. Playing in pain though, bro. Like we gave Renfro a significant amount of money. The good thing after this year, we're good to go. So even if we keep him for the season, because dude, I'm telling you, I like Renfro, and I think Renfro can have an opportunity. So let's just go ahead and jump there real quick. We'll give defense a break and kind of push it over to the offensive side of the ball and focus in on Jimmy G a little bit more. I've heard some more reporters, people that, you know, boots on the ground, get to see him in practice and stuff and talk to certain people around the league and this, that, and the third. And look, people feel like Jimmy G still gives this team the best chance to win. And when I hear statements like that, I scratch my head because I personally don't see it. I'm just that guy that's sitting back going, I don't know what it is, man. I can't put my finger on it. And some of the excuses that I heard, which I do agree with to a certain degree, but it's not the whole story. It's the offensive line, right? Like, I get it. The offensive line, and in fact, I mean, this is the only thing that Hondo keeps saying that I personally don't believe. Yeah, he dropped a pass, man. I get it. I get it. He dropped a pass. Not everybody's gonna catch everything thrown at him. It's just not the way that it works. I wish it could be that way. But Jimmy is, you know, someone said looks like he's playing scared, and I don't necessarily think Jimmy's scared. I saw Jimmy roll out of the pocket, set his feet, knowing that he was going to get smacked, and threw it anyway. So I don't see no fear in Jimmy. What I see in Jimmy is a man's health who's declining. I think the foot injury, the surgeries, every time you have a surgery, man, it takes a toll on your body. It takes time to even come back from a surgery, even if it's a quick heal thing, right? That's why a lot of these guys will get caught taking some stuff they're not supposed to be taking to kind of speed up that process, because your body it takes time to heal. Your body doesn't heal itself overnight. And I think the years and years of all the injuries that Jimmy has gone through, it's finally catching up with them. And it happens to everybody. And I'm not saying that he doesn't give us the best chance to win, like he's not the best quarterback on this football team. I'm just saying, like, man, if that's the best we got, I just don't know. I don't know. And if that's the case, at what point do you start trying to figure out what you got in the young kid? Because it's obviously Hoyer's not moving, you know, not the future, right? And so you can start making some decisions, because that is a real thing. We really got to test the waters with that kid. Bambino2678, what's up, brother? Thank you for being here. The Pats only have 2 wide receivers this week who have caught a ball this year. And that's what I'm saying. Like in our corners, our secondary, I'm telling you, I mean, Hobbs is out. We already know Hobbs is out, and that sucks, because I love Hobbs. But hey, this is a game he doesn't need to play in. This is a game he just needs. Hey, I want him 100%. I want him ready for Detroit. If we got to play him next week to get him ready and give him some action with the Bears, then hey, let's do it. But I want that boy ready for Detroit, right? But you have Meek playing well. David Long practiced a little bit. He'll be out there. Tyler Hall looked all right. Like, we got some rotating pieces in there. We're good. We're good. This is a chance to try some new things, get right, get healthy, play some of our secondary people, play our bench players, get them some action, get them warmed up, because you never know when they're going to be called on full time. Like, there's a lot to be excited about this football game. But then again, if we're going off history and mediocrity, there's a lot to be scared about this game. How many times have we sat here and told ourselves this is the, again, like the thumbnail says, opportunity, right? Opportunity. When opportunity knocks, you better answer. You better not keep that door shut and get caught sleeping. You better not let them in the back door and make you look stupid. P-Dog, Jacobs and Adams are the Batman and Superman. Batman and Superman Sob squad, and will make the Pats their punks. Now, this is if anything I want to see the most, P-Dog, just playing off what you said, right? Depending on Adams, I think Adams is going to eat this week. I really do. I think he sent a message, and I think it'll be a point of emphasis moving forward. But this is a chance for this offensive line. Like, let's make some changes, dude. Let's get this offensive line motivated. Let's get JJ the Rock. I want him to run and run a lot, and I want him to run these guys down to the dirt. I really do. And then some play action pass. Get Adams going. Get the whole squad going. This is the opportune time right now to take advantage of a team that's pretty beat up. P-Dog, can't wait for Brandon Faison to come back. It's just going to strengthen it more. Love his size and ability. And that's something else to be excited about, P-Dog. Like, I really like this. This defense is coming along. Now, I'm not ready to claim anything special, but damn, man, this offense is struggling. And if they can actually get something going, we have the capability to win games. Not only win games, but win games significantly, in my opinion. Sam Tanaka, welcome, brother. Welcome. Salute, night. Salute to you, bro. Raiders need to win this weekend by playing bully football. Dude, I couldn't agree with you more. That's another great way to say it. Like, we need to bully these guys around. We need to get these guys excited. We need to get these guys to believe in themselves again, especially in the trenches. Play tough. Show your power. Ray Gonzalez. Devontae seems a little upset about not getting the ball. Said every wide receiver that ever played the position. Like, and some people handle it better than others. And I even know that he's obviously upset and wants the ball. I mean, I've seen people act worse. I could respect the way that he's handling it. I'd be upset if I was Devontae Adams too. But Devontae Adams got to know that he's injured, and it's okay. You're going to have games like that. I think if we wouldn't have won, I think we would have seen a whole different Devontae Adams, because he's really at that point. Raider John, salute, my boy. What's happening? Hey, keep your phone on, man. I think I'm going to try to bring you on next week. I think I got it figured out, and I want to give it a test run. So we'll have to bring you on, and we'll talk some offense. And hopefully we'll have a lot to talk about, right? But this is an opportunity for this team to show its grit, its grind. It's time to man up, grab the boys, and make it happen. What's up, Rafa? Salute night. Salute to you, Rafa. So, at the end of the day, when we're looking at where we're at week 6, we definitely didn't think we'd be in the position we are as far as offensively. And I know it's just eating Raider John up like crazy. But I also didn't think we'd be where we're at defensively either. So you give a little, you take a little, but at some point, if this team is even going to have the slimmest chance to do anything this season, it's games like this that make that happen. This is how we change the narrative. 100 thumbs up. Got you, bro. Got you. So in the big picture of this season, where I still don't have us, we're not contenders. Let's just be real. This is okay. We've been talking about the team playing like a bully, playing tougher, doing some things different. This is a huge game for McDaniels. And I'm not talking because it's against, he's already faced Bill Belichick enough. He's handled that. He's owned it. Mum's the word, bro. Mum's the word. But at the same time, McDaniels is, from all the reports and everything we heard, look, this guy's not coaching for his job at this point, right? The guy's not coaching for his job, but he needs to make a statement. He needs to make a statement this year. I'm not talking this game, just this game. He needs to take advantage of the opportunity to get things right now, to start that process, to really start pushing that needle forward. Because if he can even just knock at the door late in the season and at least be the second, we're not even talking wild card. Screw it. Like, even if we don't make it the wild card, if we could be the second best team in the AFC West, that will help his case go a long ways. That might even change our perspective and actually be, at this point, I want something more young and innovative, but at least it'll help me think third year, okay, because I think that's what we're getting. So I'm trying to find a way to be okay with it. Sam Tanaka. Mayer can be used as a wrecking ball this game. Hey, what'd you guys think about that kid last week? Like, when he got the ball, you saw a little speed and a little pop in that kid, man. I want to see him get going. Unless you're talking about, when I'm reading Mayer, because I always get Jacoby and Michael Mayer. I don't know how they spell their name, to be honest with you. I'm almost assuming now that you're talking about Jacoby, but again, this is the part that drives me crazy the most, is we have the type of weapons to make something happen. He can run dudes over. Most definitely. Greg Atkinson's is back, dude. Welcome back, dude. I'm so glad to see you back around. Sup, y'all. I'm late again. That's all right, man. I'm late every day and twice on Sunday, but glad to be here. Thanks, Knight. No, thanks you, bro. Thanks to you, man. Oh man, look who finally showed back up after a couple weeks. I've been wondering where you've been hiding, Watts. What rock have you been under? What's up, brother, man? Good to see you here. What's the topic? Opportunity, bro. Hey, the floor is yours, man. I let the chat at this point take it over. I'm talking everything about this game. I'm talking about taking the opportunities and making things right. Mayer is gonna be good. 100%. You're talking about the tight end? 100%, bro. Watts, we just gotta feed him the ball. He had opportunities last week. I thought he did good. I think Jimmy threw a bad pass, but he still could have made a play out of that. And if it would have, it was going to be a big one. AO4 time to Dabpool. Not yet, but not yet. And this is where I contradict myself a little bit, and I don't mind doing it. It happens because I know Jimmy is struggling, and I know Jimmy physically is not being the quarterback we need him to be. And they're saying that he's the best opportunity we got. Yeah. That's not necessarily saying anything, right? Because we got a rookie and we got Hoyer. So he gives us the best chance right now. I can see why they say that, just to be honest. But at what point do you pull the plug? Because Jimmy doesn't give us the best chance to win like that. Jimmy is not taking us to the promised land, y'all. Like I could tell you that 100% right now. We already seen something a little different. Now, do I think Jimmy has the tools to play better than he is? Yeah. Yeah. He can. I don't know where I can't tell you. I'm not in the locker room to tell you his exact struggles, but physically I could tell you right now he's struggling. But I think there's things that can definitely be improved on, but he's not taking us to the promised land. Watts Raider. First of all, Jimmy G got to take care of the football. And that's just where he's bothering me the most, right? In the line has to start off well in the first half, not be second half. Well, again, Watts, I don't even like the way they play in the second half either. I just think in general, right? In general, they got to get better, bro. Let me see. I thought there's one I missed right here. I'm going back up. Sam Tanaka. Only way we lose is if we keep making mistakes and giving them the ball. And I don't know. You guys let me know in the chat, man. What do you guys think? One pick, Jimmy sit. We need to sit Jimmy. I mean, because I made this comment. I can't remember. Sometime this week I made the comment. Damn, dude, if this guy keeps throwing picks, play Hoyer. Can't get any worse. If you put Hoyer in, can't get any worse. I mean, I know physically he's there too, and and he looked pretty bad in the preseason, but at least he can't make the excuse that he doesn't completely know this offense. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like, at some point, you got to punish those who are not making the right plays, and you got to give people opportunity who may. You never know. You never know where that spark's going to come from. Greg Atkinson, Watts, man, good to be in the same room as the Notebook. Yeah, the Notebook. I like that. Isn't that a chick flick? Just saying. I'm messing with you, Watts. Raider John, we don't take. Oops. Damn, why does it always do that shit to me? We don't take a few shots deep in this game. Belichick is going to pick us apart with this check down behind the line. SHIT. Need to use all levels of the field and get that damn running game going. You know what? According to Hondo, and it's a guy that I respect, I don't necessarily believe. He says he's seen Jimmy throw deep, and I'll tell you right now, I've seen Jimmy throw deep too. Jimmy can throw deep, but did you see that thing? It's like throwing a rainbow, bro. It's like what was that game that we used to play as kids where we all stand and then Hail Mary or something like that, where you just throw the ball up and you got to try to catch it. You catch it 3 times, you win or something. Help me remind me of the name of that game. I've been trying to think of it forever and I can't think of it. Watts. Actually, O'Connell gives us the best chance to win. But let me see. But he hasn't learned the playbook. Well, that's what's holding him back, and I think that's why they say, Watts, that Jimmy's the guy right now that gives us the best chance to win. And I'm not totally against it, Watts, only because I want the kid to have an opportunity to take it, and he got to play a game. And I think they should have kept riding it, just because there's 2 ways to do it, right? You just throw someone in the fire. As long as they can handle being burned, they'll find their way through it. And I like his skill set, right? I think that he could do some stuff with that arm. Then on the other side of the coin, it's like, okay, you've got your feet wet. You understand the speed of this game. You understand how defense disguises things now. So when you're watching film, it'll be easier for him to understand, break it down, and this could help him moving forward. But I'd rather see it happen sooner rather than later. That's just me. Dude, my dog's here. Fire Bro, what's up, man? What's going on? Night. Hello, everybody. What's up? Fire Bro's in the house. Watts Raider. We get bullied in the first half. From what side? From what side, Watts? Both sides? Offensive? I'm assuming you're meaning offensively, because that's where obviously our biggest struggle's at, right? And I agree. This offensive line, you know what I think we're exposed at? I think we're exposed in the middle of that offensive line. I think Andre James is not a bad player, but he's not elite. He's undersized. He's strong as hell. He's quick hands. But they know if they blitz the middle of that defensive line, he can't handle it. And every once in a while, lightning will strike and he'll do something good, but he just cannot sustain that level of play with a good, strong defensive front or constant blitzes coming at him. And the Packers did that a lot. Watts Raider. Oh, you already read that one. We got bullied in the first half. That Raiders fan. What's up, that Raiders fan? Welcome. We would have been better off with Stidham. I truly believe. You know what? I like Stidham too, bro. But I did see in that last game against Kansas City the little thing. I loved his heart. I loved his passion. I loved the way that he moved the pocket. I like that fact that he can make plays with his legs, and he wasn't afraid to make plays with his legs. He just seemed almost like Jimmy, just a little fragile, right? I don't know if he could play a full season, to be honest with you. I don't know. We will never know. Watts Raider. We need to get Yeah, we need to get rid of Jimmy after the after the whole off season and camp. Then you have two quarterbacks on rookie deals. You know what? Rookie deals and save some money. Put it elsewhere. Yeah, I think O'Connell has a chance to be the guy next year. I do think we pull the plug on Jimmy. You're paying him. I know we're going to take a hit, but it's more apparent each and every time that I see him play that he's a shell of himself, and it happens. Well, looky here. Kenneth Clausel's in the house. What's up, Ken? What's up, nation? Let's get that win this weekend. Big shout out to my boy Kenny Clausel. Anybody that tuned up on us Friday night, he was down visiting. We had our independently blind group meeting last weekend, and so Kenny was in town. I had him on the show. We had a lot of fun. We only had one mic, but we still got it done. So, hey, Kenny, people were asking about you, Kenny. They want you back, man. They want you back. So you did good enough to win the Raider Nation over, at least some of them. Watts Raider, Jimmy G gets antsy after he takes a sack. I think a lot of quarterbacks do. I think the biggest problem with that, because I've seen him play tough, Watts, it's that offensive line. I mean, if your offensive line is played like ours this first 5 weeks going into week 6, I'd be a little antsy too, man. You can't count on inconsistency. You know, it's one thing when it happens every once in a while. These quarterbacks are fine with that, man. But when it's happening like that, woo. All right, man. You know what? We got 19 people watching. I appreciate every single one of you. 2 of you haven't hit the like button yet. Maybe. So if you want to do me a favor and hit that like button, but thank you guys for being in here, already hitting the like button. You guys are staying on top of it. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to be updated every time I go live. All right, I already read that one. Tadashi K. Let me see. There's flies up. 3 flies up. For those who are new here, I am legally blind, so I will misread your guys' stuff. But that's it. 3 flies up. Damn, dude, I've been stuck on that one for weeks, bro. Thank you. 3 flies up. Watts Raider. Jimmy is limited though, but O'Connell is raw still. It's like a catch-22, right, Watts? Like you're gonna give and take on no matter who you play. I just like the kid's arm. I mean, you saw the difference, man. Just the way it comes out of his hand. I'm not even talking about the speed. I'm talking about the velocity. Like some of those throws that Jimmy threw picks on, there might have been a time in his career where that's a completion, right? He just doesn't have the zip. He just doesn't have the zip on the ball. And then when you start being predictable and they're jumping routes on you, that's even worse. Greg Atkins. The O-line got O'Connell killed too. Yeah, and again, that's where they were saying, Greg, like where he was holding on to the ball too long because of it. Like he needed to make decisions quicker, and that's part of the learning curve, right? And I think even though he made those mistakes and he fumbled the ball, the O-line, I got you, bro. I got you, Watts. But I think those are the type of mistakes that just makes him better later, right? Good players, good football players bounce back from situations like that. And he just comes off as a kid that gets it. And you know, he's not complaining. He's just enjoying his ride, bro. He'll get his opportunity. It's inevitable. If this offensive line don't start playing better, even Hoyer ain't going to survive that. So eventually he's going to have his opportunity. Watts Raider gets bullied. I think you're talking about Jimmy G or O'Connell. Watts Raider. We also miss on blocking assignments, especially in the run game. We just keep whiffing stuff, man. And you know what pisses me off on that one the most too is everybody being but Van Rotten, we're together last year. It just doesn't make any sense to me, bro. They got to find the weak link or really fire these guys up and fix this. It should not be like this. It should not. And I'm tired. And I get that Josh Jacobs has a small part to play in that. He came in a little too big, a little slower. And I heard he's losing weight and all this and that and the third. But come on, man. It'll get there. Something tells me it's gonna be a breakout week for Josh Jacobs in this offensive line in the running game. What's the chances James gets benched and they play Grossu or Parham at center? I think that's the kind of point I'm making when I say this is Sam. I think this is the point I've been making in this show. Going up against a battered Patriots football team, I think we could afford to kind of play around and test some things out. To put a guy like Grossu in or move Parham over and make some subtle changes and see if that pays dividends. And you'll know right away whether it does or it doesn't. And that might be what this team needs to kind of correct that. And again, this is not a knock on James. I think James has been serviceable, more than serviceable, over the course of the past few years. But there is something to measurables, especially when you're playing center and you have such a important job. You got to take on double teams sometimes. You got to be able to be that guy in the middle that holds it down. And he's strong. I know he's strong as hell. He doesn't have the full size. He just doesn't have it, man. I hate to talk. I don't want to talk too bad about him because I think he plays hard. Like I said, he's strong as hell. He's been very serviceable, but I think it's time. That Raiders fan, I'll be at that game. Can't wait to see. You know what, bro? I think this is going to be I think you'll get your money's worth, man. You better get your money's worth because that's where most of this narrative has been going. As far as a lot of stuff that I covered, everybody feels, and even though, I mean, this is a team where they only got the Raiders, I think, by 3, right? I think it's the Raiders -3. And it's like, it should be more than that, bro. I mean, I still say, I see why they're giving those numbers, but this is an opportunity for Josh McDaniels to get his head out of his bum and be more aggressive on offense and take the chances like we're talking about. Maybe, move that offensive line around a little bit. Find the spark that you need, bro, because like time is ticking. Watts Raider. I think we are getting better up blocking. I think we're getting better run blocking. But let's get Jacobs. Let's get Jacobs out of Johnson. Oh, let's get Jakob Johnson. We need to use him. Well, I think that one of the things that was being too predictable, right, Watts? But again, when I watched last week's game, several plays, and I'm not going to say every play because I didn't go play by play. I hope I didn't mess up my mic. I think that's where it's all right. I didn't go play by play or anything, but go back and watch some of those plays. Jacobs literally has nowhere to go, bro. Zero. No holes. Not even a butt crack opening for him to slide through, bro. Nothing. No pause. Like, that shit needs to open up, bro. Like, and then by the time he tried to kick it to the outside, there's a couple of times he tried to kick it to the outside. He was crashed in on. There is just no push with this offensive line. All right, let's see. D the Sum, thumbs up. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Watts Raider. Jimmy only had a couple balls with zip that I seen. And usually shorter range, right, Watts? Nothing really down the field. And when he's trying to set his feet and he's trying to throw into something, and I know, look, a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of the good quarterbacks will throw into double, triple coverage. But if you don't have enough zip on the ball and it's not an accurate thrown ball, 9 out of 10 times, it's not going to look good. Watts Raider. Exactly, Knight. It's the same old line, bro. Same. Like, one player, to me, I know a lot of people have been giving Van Rotten some crap, but I don't think one offensive lineman is going to cause it. Like, it's all over. Even the left side's not looking right. And you're talking about Colton Miller and Parham, and I know Parham's a sophomore, but he played well last season. He should be better, and Colton should be holding it down. Greg Atkinson's, we had much better run blocking last year. Fact. 100% fact. And what's his name? Well, I think I jumped on one, but we had better run blocking last year on the ends. Gollums, and what's his name? Well, we had Parham, we had a Illuminor. I can't remember who played the right guard spot last year. I think Gollums was in there, but it was someone else. It was something else. Someone else help in the chat. What was the name? This is why we need to get back. This is why we need to get back to the I formation, primarily run scheme only. Use the plays. Like, again, if we mix it up, play action, Jacobs definitely runs better behind Jakob. What's the point of having Jakob if you're not going to run the I? So for me, it's a matter of like being predictable. This is where I think Josh McDaniels is not trusting his players, and that's going to cost him, bro. Like, at the end of the day, who cares? Like, this is why I love football. This is literally why I love football, because it is really the ultimate man sport. And I'm not knocking basketball, and I'm not knocking baseball. I think hockey's right up there with some of the down hard men's sports too, because, dude, it's physical. It's literally physical. And in football, you're flying around, you're getting hit, you're putting your hands on people, you're trying to push them here and push them there. And I just don't see that from them. Like, who cares, dude? Who cares if Jakob's in there and they know we're coming? Good. They know we're coming. Now blow them up. That's the kind of mentality you got to have. I think that's missing on this offense. For some reason, this offense is not playing with that type of swag. Sam Tanaka at Watts. The I formation against a battered defense is legal punishment. They know it's coming, and good. Do you remember that game we played against the Broncos, and when they kept saying we ran the same running play all game long? They just could not stop it. That's the kind of mentality I'm talking about. When you know, hey, we're going to we're running the same thing, and you can't stop us. That means that we're owning the trenches. You have to go out there and dominate, period. Watts Raider. Jacob has to jump cut so much to hit the holes. And again, you could be the greatest running back, but man, if you watch some of the way those lines crash down, I mean, I think you need Barry Sanders, the only one that I could think off the top of my head that can make that happen. Watts Raider, we are maulers on the line. We should be, right? Watts Raider, I don't know why it isn't any push, man. It's crazy. And that's what I'm saying. I think it's mentality, bro. For some reason, they're lacking confidence. And this is where that I'm worried that if they don't find a way to change that narrative and to change the narrative soon, that's where you start to lose the locker room a little bit. I mean, that's still a possibility. The defense can only hold it together for so long, right? Watts Raider, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong either, bro. It's crazy. Alex Bars, that's the one you're thinking of. Yep, Alex Bars. Alex has no bars. Bring him back. Shoot. Sam Tanaka, I noticed James get, hold on, it jumped on me again. I noticed that James gets dominated last game, causing the guards to slide to a side, leaving holes in the line. And again, that was due to the blitz, right? I mean, the Packers blitz is so much, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, James is serviceable, but you need a bigger guy to be able to take that hit, to take on the blitzes. And I think that's where James struggled. And I'm not saying, he's been serviceable in the past. Maybe there's something that he needs to get back to that makes it happen, but I don't know. Watts Raider, Josh McDaniels being stupid, bro. Again, he's being too conservative. I can't remember who I was listening to. And for me, when I'm watching McDaniels, like, I think I said this myself just a couple of days ago when I was talking about this team, and somebody was leaving in the comments saying that I was just a McDaniels fanboy, pretty much. Didn't say it in that way, but all I'm saying is McDaniels is not the stupid ass everybody says he is. Like, this guy knows football, and I think Hondo was talking about how the around the league they say this guy knows football. So if he knows football and he knows offenses, and I'm not questioning that he does, I believe that he does. That's what I keep saying. Like, I'm not going to sit here, working my small little 8 to 5 and try to act like I know more than Josh McDaniels or anybody else that's getting paid millions of dollars to make these decisions. But there's something off. And I just think he overthinks things. I think that he's too conservative. And I used to get on Gruden for the same thing. Gruden liked to play conservative. And you got to know when to put your foot on their throat. And when you're playing the way that we are right now, that you need to you have to have that mentality for 4 quarters. You got to get these guys to play aggressive. You hold guys back in a sport like this, it's going to make them soft too. And not just me speculating, but I'm making sense. That's not me making an excuse for McDaniels. It's me saying that, look, dude, this guy has what it takes. He's just holding back because he's trying to be like, I don't know. He's trying not to make too many mistakes. When you play not to make that many mistakes, you're going to make more mistakes. Raider John, agree with Watts. Why? How dare you agree with Watts? What's wrong with you, John? Just kidding. We need to use that full back way more. Yeah, Watts seems to know what he's talking about most of the time. I love Watts, dude. Watts is the OG. Ray Gonzalez, smash that like button. Do me a favor, y'all. Ray's calling it out for me. If you're in here and you haven't hit that like button yet, help a brother out for Jason Peeps, for sure. Sometime next week, I want to take an episode just to kind of come in and chill. There's some things I got to figure out on my side. I definitely want to make some mods up in here. I don't know, bro. We're only missing Carr and Foster from last year. Last year's team, bro. And again, we're only missing in what perspective though, right? And we got bars, so we got the only new pieces. We got brand new tight ends. We're missing Waller too, right? So we got brand new tight ends and Hooper and the rookie. Okay, we got Renfro. We brought in Mayer, so that's different too, right? And I think that's 100% been an upgrade. That's been a solid upgrade. That's really helped this team. A struggling offense this is what I'm saying, like for Devontae and for Jacoby Myers to do the things that they do, like the potential's there on this football team. It's just not getting done. It's ridiculous. So you have the 2 tight ends that are new to this, right? And even though Jacoby's new, he's played in this system before. You got the right guard that's different, the quarterback that's different. And that's enough to kind of throw things off. But we were sold a whole different story, right, Watts? We were sold that bringing in my guys, and when you look at the upgrade on the outside with Jacoby Myers, and then the quarterback that's been in this system before, at least is the type of guy that will listen and dot the I's and cross the T's for Josh, we shouldn't be playing this way. Let's see here. Raider John, you're right, Knight. It's about time you agree with me, John. Shoot, I was starting to get a little butthurt over here. Got to have that Larry Bird attitude. Oh, damn it. That was my bad. The Larry Bird attitude when we let them know what we're going to do and then just do it. Fact. That's what good teams can do, right? Do you guys remember the fastest show on turf? Kurt Warner. I'm trying to remember all the names off the top of my head. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm probably not going to get it right. They didn't have a kicker one game. They were out their kicker. And everybody knew that just they weren't going to kick the ball. They went on it on every 4th down and were just drove right down the field and score touchdowns. When you have the right swag and you really truly believe and you got to do it and you own it, you're hard to stop. And that doesn't mean we're going to be the Rams or we have that capability, but if we don't let these guys play and play hard and you try to hold them back, we're never going to get anything fixed. It's the same offense on the line besides Van Rotten. Fact. And I even though, Van Rotten might not be the guy, He might be just one-dimensional pass blocker, not a run blocker. I've heard it all. But again, I will say this. One guy, to me, is not going to make the whole offensive line play like that. And I'm one of the guys that'll tell you you're about as good as the guy next to you. But like you said, all these guys are returning. I think one guy doesn't do it like that because all of them are not playing as good as they did last year. D. Nightwalker, one of my favorite Raiders memories. One of my favorite Raider memories is of a player in the 2002 playoffs games against the Jets. Where'd it go? Against the Jets, screaming, "We know what's coming. They know what's coming. The world knows what's coming. They can't stop it." Until we played the Bucks. But I get what you're saying. I remember that. Like at the end of the day, that's where you got to have confidence what you do. That was back in 2002, man. That was Rich Gannon and that team were humming, bro. Raider John, yep, one of their idols I just used as a reference. Greg Atkins. McDaniels is learning, so the whole team is on his pace. And Greg, like the guy's been around too long. I know just as a coordinator, and I know being a coordinator is 100% different than being the head coach and feeling like you're responsible for it all. And there is a big difference there, and I think it needs to be. I'm not going to say understood because this is your second year into it too. It's just he's holding himself back, bro. And they're playing at the same pace. He's holding this team back. It's too bad we couldn't bench the coach, right? Watts Raider Knight. Why does Josh always kill us in the red zone in decisions? Again, that's what we were talking. I'll tell you what. So jumping right back to it, right? He doesn't trust the offensive line. And I don't think he necessarily trusts the quarterback who's been turning it over lately too. This is where I'm saying, like, you're either going to do it or you're not. And you can't play the game or call the game scared or second guessing yourself. If you're second guessing yourself, you already lost, bro. Right? The good head coaches, regardless of who they have in certain positions, you're just making that play. Period. You're calling it. All right, the shot of Mark Davis, then you asshole or whatever they say he said, or throw it to the end zone. There's been a couple of a different analysis on that of possibly what Mark Davis said or didn't say or whatever. And people want to make a big deal of it. Wow, dude, I was saying the same thing. Weren't y'all saying the same thing? I have to trust me. Mark Davis is just as much as a fan as he's an owner. He's going to be pissed, and he has every right to be pissed. I don't see anything wrong with him calling. I don't care. That doesn't mean he's going to fire him. It doesn't mean he doesn't like him. He's going to get fired. It just means that, like, dude, I don't care what it is. You got to make the right play. You got to make the right call. One game before that, you got the rookie playing, and you have him throw it to the end zone, and he throws a pick. Now you got your veteran, the best chance for the Raiders to win, as everybody says, and you don't have him throw it to the end zone. And whether it's because they were blitzing so much and they didn't feel like they had the time. I mean, they just hit, I think it was the drive or two before, they just hit Devontae on a great slant. He just barely missed the end zone. One of the touchdowns earlier that evening was to Jacoby Myers, who did push it to the end zone. He's overthinking it, dude, and he's second guessing himself, and he's playing soft. He's holding. I think, who was it that just said it? Was it Greg Atkins? Yeah, it was Greg Atkins said it. They're playing at his pace. If you're going to hold back and you're going to be conservative, this team is going to hold back and play conservative, period. Watts Raider, yep. In night, he's the primary play caller and head coach, just like Gruden. Fact. Gruden got soft on us too. And I hope that's what you're saying too, and agreeing with me on there, right? Gruden Gruden could have the lead, and instead of just doing what we were doing that was working and getting those points, he would just totally pull back and let teams hang around and be right in the game. Watts Raider. Let's see. I already read that one. Raider John. And in the time management, oh dude, yeah, that's a whole nother part. And the whole time management department, Watts, it's the same thing. When you can't make quick decisions and you got to overthink it, there's not enough time, bro. You don't got all day to sit there and think about it. You got to be quick. Go with your first instinct, because you're waiting too long. You're causing it problems, and it's not the right answer either. So you might as well just go with the first thought that comes in your head. It's usually the right one, by the way. They say Patrick Graham. They say Patrick Graham is sitting up in the booth, is holding the defense, or is helping, is helping the defense. But I think it's because he stopped using big scientific words in his defense. He was asked to dumb it down, and it was more than just the terminology. It was more, do you remember when he came in and he was talking about all the different things you could do as a defense to disguise he was trying too hard to be the old mad scientist. Remember Jason Tarver, the mad scientist? Like, I thought that's what he was going to be too. I think pulling him back, simplifying things, and they're slowly getting a little bit more aggressive week in and week out. And I think it was the right call, right? Dumb it down a little bit, slow it up, get everybody on the same page, and then start adding to it. It's much easier to do it from that perspective than just to throw a whole bunch of stuff and see what sticks on the wall. And I think they've done a good job, and I think that's why we see them improving and not digressing, right? And that's to me, I mean, if you have to do that on offense, let's do it. Whatever it takes to get this thing popping. Watts Raider, you see our wide receivers are playing well, especially our number ones and number twos, like Adams and Jacoby. When those guys are out there and they're doing their thing, as long as we get protection, these guys are unstoppable. And you know that there's going to be a lot of focus on those two guys. So if they're getting a lot of those looks, Watts, right? Shouldn't Renfro be eaten? Shouldn't Michael Mayers or Austin Hooper be eaten? For real though, seriously, like if Devontae Adams, the guy that you know is going to get all the look and get all the burn, so they're going to make sure that they got him locked down as much as they could. That's leaving Jacoby, and Jacoby's doing his thing. So now they know they got to worry about those two both, and you still can't get the ball to the other players. It's just mind-boggling to me. That's coaching, straight coaching. And if you want to blame it on executing and people doing their jobs, that's still on coaching. There's no way around it. It all falls on the head coach, their responsibility. Players got to own their part in it 100%. But coach it, bro. And if you have to pull them and bench them, do so. Watts Raider. Yeah, see your wide receivers are playing well. Yeah, okay. I read that one already. Watts Raider. But it's our quarterback, O-line, and coaching. And coaching too. All three. But again, like I just said, Watts, and I mean it wholeheartedly. It's the coaching. The head coach. Look, Jimmy's not right. Jimmy's got to get out of his head. Jimmy's got to figure it out. He's got to be a man and own his shit, dude. Like, he's not playing well. Period. The O-line, they've been together last year. They did much better. To me, there's no reason for them to be playing the way that they are. They need to adjust. Good teams adjust. And you'll hear Josh take the podium and he'll talk about all the execution that they need to do and this, that, and the third. And it's like, I 100% agree. But it's your job to make sure. And if they're not executing, they shouldn't be in the game. Find somebody that will. That is your job. Nick 209's in the house. What's up, Nick? O-line is not getting running gaps for Jacobs. Nope. Zero. Like when I go back and watch it, it's just non-existent, period. Watts Raider. I like PG in the box. I do too. I think he's seen the game differently and he's calling it well. He can see the field better, and spacing, 100%. I mean, the only knock that I had, especially early on with the defense, but it's gotten better. They're playing a little faster, so they're getting used to being out there. is they were playing too soft. And I think Marcus Peters is too. I don't know if that's by design or what that is. There was a couple of plays last week where he was playing beyond the sticks. And it was pissing me off because I understand. We've seen this defense before. It's Paul Gunther's defense, in my opinion. They play outside. You put everything in front of you, right? You don't give up the big play, and then you get to the ball. We've seen this 100 times. But what I don't understand is if you're going to play that way, you still got to play the sticks. You can't. I mean, they're getting to the sticks too quick. They got to correct that. They got to play tighter. They got to play more aggressive, or they got to play way more faster than they have been. Nick 209. I wondered if the playbook is very limited because of Jimmy. That's a good question, and I know that he's struggling, and I think he even mentioned before, and it's the same thing that I know that Derek was struggling with last year, and that is getting Shanahan out of his head. Last year, Carr was having a hard time getting Gruden out of his. And when you're trying to learn, and remember, Jimmy played in this offense, but it was years ago. He started one time, bro. One time, right? And he did well, and then he got hurt himself, and that was it. But, so it wasn't like he was a master. He wasn't the Tom Brady of backups in New England. So I think there's a little bit to that possibly. And that's why I said, if it becomes a physicality thing, then what's the difference between him and Hoyer? At least with Hoyer, Hoyer understands the whole playbook. Watts Raider, because sometimes, knowing it is half of it, right? That actually might help. But I've seen him throw it. He throws a weak ball too. Watts Raider. Was that the game when Charlie Gardner ran it back? I don't know which one you're talking about, Watts, on that one in particular. Watts Raider, Knight, why didn't we run the ball with Jacobs instead of throwing to Mayers with O'Connell? I'm going to tell you why, because there's another way for me to explain what I think McDaniels is doing, right? When it comes to overthinking it and trying to be cute, he's thinking about these things so much, Watts. It's just like when we remember last year, we were bitching about every time he ran it to the outside. We got Jacobs, we got Jacoby Myers, and then we're gonna stretch it out. We're gonna stretch it out we're gonna run the outside. We're gonna run a sweep on a 4th and 1 or 4th and inches, right? It's the same thing. Well, they're expecting that, right? He was sitting there going, okay, got the rook. They're going to be expecting Josh. We're going to try to keep him. We're going to roll the pocket out. We're going to throw it. And O'Connell threw the pick. He threw the pick. You put a rookie in a really tough spot there. And you should have ran it. But again, to me, it's overthinking it, because I still say that you make that play, you call that play, excuse me, after you tried running it 2 times and they showed that they were going to stop it. You got to give your running back a shot, dude. You need to wear down the clock. You need to punch that shit in the end zone. That was one of the worst things I've seen in a very long time. Greg Atkins, Jack Del Rio was our last red zone coach. I know Jack lost a team, and that was kind of a trippy, crazy year, Greg, right? I love Jack Del Rio. I loved his toughness and his grit. He might not have been, he's one of those guys that was an extremely good defensive coordinator and maybe not the world's best head coach, but he had that no quit attitude. He had that grit to him, right? He wasn't going to be soft about things. Still not the best, right? And he lost the team that year, but he had something going. And the biggest thing he did is change offensive coordinators. Greg Atkins, and Mark embarrassed him. He did. He truly did. He was after Gruden from day one. That was his dude from day one. And in fact, Reggie was handpicked by Al and Al's circle. Al knew he was sick. Al knew his days were numbered, guys. And he knew he had to set something up. He wasn't just going to leave it to Mark to start making those decisions. But once Mark got his feet under him, and he was after Gruden from day one. And then once Gruden said it wouldn't have mattered what Del Rio did, he had Gruden and he was running with it, period. Watts Raider, you got Josh Jacobs and you throw on first down, yeah, with over 2 minutes, 2 minutes left, and then The interception? Yeah, dude. Yeah. But let's be honest. You know, O'Connell makes a pass, O'Connell makes a play. We're not talking about it that much. And that's not an excuse. It's just this is how he's overthinking it. This is me confirming that he's overthinking it, right? Because all of us are saying it, run the ball. And we've been saying it all night. It's kind of been a running, no pun intended, running theme tonight. Is if it doesn't matter if they know you're going to do it. The whole point is that you do it. Doesn't matter. You got to be the aggressor. You own the day. That's how this game's played. That's why I love watching football. Watts Raider. How do you get... Dang it jumped on me, Watts. Give me a second. How do you get an automatic first down on a field goal attempt, but then BS and then end up kicking a field goal? Again, dude, same answer. It's like beating a dead horse. The same answer. He's overthinking it constantly. He's trying to play it so safe, like he's scared for his life right now, bro, and it shows. So when I hear the rumors that, hey, don't worry about it, you got the, he's hearing all the rumblings, dude. He's trying to be the man to the point where he is not the man. He's hurting himself by thinking that way, by being conservative. There's in sports, especially pro sports, there's no room for this. Oh, let's be careful. It's just like you tell your players, you can't go out there and play soft. Josh McDaniels play calling. That's why. Well, fact. But it's not his typical play calling, right? He's the head coach now. Everything's on him now. This is my whole point, right, Watts? So just like you tell your players, you can't go half-mass out there, man. No pause. You got to go out there and you got to play 100% or you're going to get hurt. McDaniels is not calling a game at 100%. He's being hella conservative. He's being too careful. Look, either they're going to do it or they're not, bro. Like it is what it is. And if you stop, you got to take the training wheels off yourself too, bro, because you're hurting this football team because you're not going all in. You're hurting this football team. Just run the ball in the red zone, Josh. I agree. Greg Atkins. Thanks for the time and your mind. See y'all. Hey, Greg, you take it easy, bro. You take it easy, man. It's good seeing you around, bro. We'll celebrate the win. We'll celebrate the win after the game. Raiders, let's go. Let's go. J.O.'s in the house. There he is. What's up, brother? Week 1 was a must win. This week is the next step. If we can take it. And again, just like I said last week, and the statement stays the same. I didn't want to reuse the thumbnail and just change the team out. Winnable game, must win game, but for who? The Patriots are a wounded duck, but we haven't necessarily played lights out football, right? They got us winning -3. They don't even got us blowing the Patriots out. It kind of tells you the story, right? So again, winnable game, but for who? It's either going to be us or them. And we are the better football team. We're the healthier football team. Not only do I think we should win convincingly. Straight up. At home. D. Nightwalker. Someone should nail a sign on McDaniels. Hold on, I jumped up again. On McDaniels' office that says "Adapt or die" in big bold letters. Fact, dude. Like, it's more than just even adapt, dude. It's like, stop holding back, dude. Just go out there and do it, bro. Just go out there and just act like you don't care and put it all on this football team. Put it on this offensive line. Put it on your quarterback and be like, let's go. We're going for the throat. Spark these guys up, man. He's playing soft, bro. It's crazy. It's driving me nuts. McDaniels has had 4 quarterbacks so far. all have been failures. Not a great trend. He had one that wasn't necessarily a failure, became a failure after he left JO. I think he did good with Mac Jones his rookie year. Got him to the playoffs. I mean, and now look at him, but I get you. I know what you're saying. And it's funny how like, Jimmy G, being a retread, and we thought it was going to be different, but yeah, I mean, it tells the tale. Watts Raider, Peters is not as quick as he once was. He's going to give up some pass yards, but he's one of those players you let play his game. I understand that, Watts, but as players start to get older and they lose a step, then they have to find other ways to play the game. That's what Seawood did, right? Maybe Marcus Peters should start thinking about playing safety. Being able to read the quarterback's eyes, and he might be pretty damn good at it. Just saying. He's got to make that decision for himself moving forward as he plays this game. And that could be the main reason why he's playing back, giving himself a little bit more time. But I even think he plays better. Again, this might be a good chance for him to break out a little bit this game, because they don't have any real wide receivers that are going to challenge him. Watts, we should have kept Del Rio. Just changed the coordinators. 100%. I do believe that to be fact. Watts Raider. But Knight, Jacoby wasn't even looking for the ball. man, we was in 4 down territory. Fact, bro. Hey, maybe you know what I'd like to see this weekend, guys? I would love to see Jacoby Myers throw the winning touchdown, but to us again in the end zone. You just beat the Patriots back-to-back years. That'd be pretty funny. Watts Raider. But on the bright side, if there is one, I'm ready for this one, Watts. You got my attention. But on the bright side, the defense is coming together, and we're missing Hobbs and Burnett. Like, I know, man. Like, I really like where this place is heading, dude. Like, this defense is really starting to light it up. Nick 209. Peters can't tackle good enough for safety. I don't know. It's good horse collar. I don't know. I mean, I think that's something that could be changed, bro. Like, I really do think that. I know that's not what he's known for, but I think that's one thing people can change. They could change the way that they tackle, the way that they approach the game. I mean, I truly believe that. Let's see. We got 25 likes, and I got 15 of y'all in here, so we're doing good. I think I'm going to wrap it up. It's Friday night. I got a big day tomorrow. So this weekend, just to kind of let you guys know, thank you guys for hanging out, by the way, man. I love hanging out with y'all. So the thing is that this weekend, and it's technically Sunday, but we're going to be celebrating, my company's going to be celebrating it tomorrow because of a Saturday. It's on October 15th. Every October 15th is National White Cane Awareness Day. White Cane Awareness Day is the white cane that I use. I don't have it in my studio right now, but it's how we get around as blind individuals. This is our extension of our eyes that don't work well or not at all. And so we celebrate. So we got a whole group of the community, all the blind community, gathering up tomorrow. We're going to be going on a walk and kind of advertising and showing our skills with the white cane. We're going to have tacos. So I got this big event that I'm doing. I'm going to be podcasting live because I run the podcast for the Valley Center for the Blind. If you guys ever want to listen to any of those, you guys could check that out on Facebook, and they're on YouTube too at Valley Center for the Blind, or VCB. But yeah, so it's a big weekend for the blind community. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. And then obviously we got the game Sunday, so I definitely won't be on tomorrow. But we got this. We got this, guys. We really do. Thanks, Knight. No, thanks you, JL. Appreciate you, brother. Watts Raider. I got a Tyler Hall. Tyler Hall played good too. Hey, all of our backups have really stepped up. I even like the way David Long played the week before. I mean, I think they're really stepping up. Nick 209, always a pleasure. Raiders. Fact. Appreciate you, bro. But yeah, so that's what's going on tomorrow. So it's a big day for us in the blind community. Just being able to show off another opportunity for us to show the world, the community that we live in, that our lives ain't over, man. You'd be surprised. Man, I know some amazing blind people that do some amazing things, bro. Wait till I guys show you some of the videos I got of what some of these people are doing and really explain to you what's going on in the photos and the videos. It would blow your mind. And I look forward to actually showing that to you guys because, it's a great place to give some awareness, give some support to my community, and just really encourage people. And not just blind, man. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're struggling with. It could be something mental, something physical. I don't know what's in your life, man. But if you have a dream, this is why I do this, because I'm living proof, dude, that I might have to blow this shit up to be bigger than the screen itself just so I could read one line by line, one word by word. But damn it, I will do it because I want to. I love this football team. I love talking football, and I'm going to do it regardless. Regardless. Watts Raider. For sure, Knight. Be easy. Let's get this win. For sure, Watts. Love having you around, bro. I want to get you on one day, and I just want to be able to, I'd love to get you and John on, or all three of us just shoot it for a little bit, man. It's been a hot minute. So we'll have to get together. We'll try to set something up, Watts. I still got you on Facebook, man. I can't remember if I have your number or not, but message me in Messenger, or I'll do it, and we'll link back up. But a big shout out to everybody that made it here tonight. If you haven't hit the like button, make sure you hit it on the way out. Big shout out to my boy Watts, Nick 209, Greg Atkins. Thank you. Raider John, you already know. J.O., appreciate you. Much love, brother. Let's see. Ray Gonzalez, you already know. You already know. Let's see. We got a lot of Watts up in here tonight. Watt gets active. When Watts is on, Watts is on. D. Nightwalker, appreciate you, my brother. Let's see. I got Greg Atkins. I want to make sure I shout out. I know he left already, but much love to Greg. He's been around for a long time. Much love, respect for that dude. Let's see who else is up in here. Nick, we got Nick 209. A lot of the usuals. A lot of usual suspects up in here tonight. Raider Combo is here. Sam Tanaka, much love, much appreciated. You already know Raider John, my boy, was up in the house doing his thing. We're going to have Raider John on next week. I got to get a hold of him. We got to see if we can fix that audio problem that we had the last time. Look forward to having John on. My boy Kenny Clausell was in the house. We're going to get Kenny back on too. Kind of makes it easier when you're bouncing other things off and having a conversation with people. So I want to start bringing some more people on, getting them noticed a little bit, rebuilding that camaraderie in the community. I already shouted out Sam. We had Sam in the house. We had Greg in the house. Let's see. There was another one I just saw that I missed. I want to try to catch up on that real quick. I missed it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We had Tanshik. I'm sorry if I can't say the name right, bro. But thank you for being here. Right. That Raiders fan was here tonight. Appreciate you. Much love and respect, brother. Fire bro, my dog. He was here too, man. That's an oldie but goodie right there too. He's been around for a hot minute. Much love, Fire bro. Let's see. I know there were some others that I don't want to miss. Dadpool was in the house. Dadpool, thank you so much, brother. Yeah, we doing it. Sam was in the house. Rafi was in the house. What's up, Rafi? We had Ray Gonzalez up in the house. P-Dog, can't forget P-Dog. P-Dog started us off, really dropping his insight and his knowledge with the great one-liners. The guy's hilarious. Appreciate you, P-Dog. Much love and respect to everybody that came out tonight. Just thank you for all the support. Like I said, man, I'm going to be dropping some different types of stuff. Great show, as always. No, P-Dog, I appreciate you, bro. I thank you for being a part of it and helping that along. Really do appreciate it. DeMarcus Webb. Great show. DeMarcus, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. All right, guys. You know how we do it. This is how we roll every night except for Thursday nights. I've been taking Thursday nights off. But until next time, stay Raider strong. Night out.